Welcome back to Yang Daily. Super sorry for missing yesterday's episode. I lost track of time and it got too late to record with people sleeping. In recompense, you get a longer episode today with the combined content from today and yesterday. First off, yesterday's news. The debate was last night and it turned into a verbal mosh pit with all the candidates talking over one another, trying to take the mic. Pete was out here saying the argument was over math, and I just wanted Yang to come walking out from backstage, pull open his jacket to reveal a math shirt, and shout, "I've been invoked." But alas, it didn't happen, and they just kept yelling at each other. I'm sure Trump was laughing hysterically. Clip below. Yang also live tweeted the debate again, nothing big. He thought Bloomberg and Biden had better nights than usual. He did call out a rehearsed bad joke, though, and also said that we should rethink the format of debates because their current form is not very useful to voters. Notably, Bernie was getting very vocal boos from a crowd at the debate, particularly when he spoke against billionaires. So much so that it was odd, leading some to investigate. What they found was that the debate seats were being sold for thousands of dollars. It seems the DNC is doubling down on selling the Democratic Party to the highest bidder. Humanity for Yang initiated the trending of hashtag coulda had Yang last night, which quickly rose above all other candidate-specific hashtags. Humanity for Yang is also asking that all Yang Gang vote. Even if you don't care this time, it would allow you to be polled in 2024, and we've all seen how terribly important the polls are. Martin Luther King III tweeted yesterday that despite Yang not being on the debate stage, the people must demand that UBI remain a central issue. He also called for the debate mods to address poverty. I agree on both counts. I've said it before and I'll say it again. The question we should be asking at debates is why only one Democratic candidate was proposing to abolish poverty in America, and why was that candidate marginalized? What does it say about the Democratic Party, about Americans? I also have to say it would have been easier to keep UBI and poverty as central issues if Yang were still in the race, which would have been easier if MLK III and other influencers had supported him when he needed it. As I understand it, MLK III runs a nonprofit and is legally not allowed to endorse a candidate, but he would have been entirely allowed to support UBI during that, in tandem and separate from Yang's run. I hope everyone who could have done something to help and didn't learn from this and don't make the same mistake in 2024, because their inaction will result in another 4 years of deaths and suffering from poverty, and there's no way to make that right. New York just got a new UBI Caucus member from District 14, Badran Khan, and Texas's District 30 picked up Hassani Burton. Check out their new websites below for more detail. Chess Grandmaster Gary Kasparov called for UBI or some other means to cushion job loss from automation in a new article from Wired where he discussed AI in general. Kasparov, of course, considered the best chess player in the world until he was defeated by Deep Blue, IBM's chess AI. Zach announced that he will be speaking with Brunchwork this Sunday and will be talking about Yang's next steps. I wonder if this will be the big reveal or just a teaser. Yang also tweeted today that he's having the best meeting ever, but declined to comment who with. What a jerk. That's it for yesterday. On to today's news. If you're looking for a job you can do from home and still be an integral part of the UBI movement, Income Movement is looking for communications and social media manager. Application link is below. We got an exciting announcement today from Kentucky congressional candidate Mike Broyhier that he has added UBI to his policy list and hired Scott Santens as his senior policy advisor. They'll be running to beat Mitch McConnell, which makes this incredibly important. Removing the guy who has been preventing bills from ever being voted on and getting UBI on the docket is what I call a winning move. Mike is a farmer, educator, and veteran who wants to put an end to Mitch's obstructionism and give Kentucky a representative who cares more about his constituents than political power. You can view Mike's debut ad in the links. I wanted to make a quip about Scott getting a real job or being held in wage slavery, but apparently he's working pro bono. I should have known. If you can help Scott and Mike remove Mitch, donation and volunteer links are below. Scott says the volunteer page isn't set up just yet, but will be in a few days. Until then, you can contact Scott directly if you want to get a jump start. Scott's been working double time too because he spoke with Sammy Ravello, New York District 16's congressional candidate, and won him over to UBI as well. The UBI movement also won over David Sandbeck, candidate for Minnesota's District 4. Get to know both of them at their websites in the links below. The mayor of Newark announced on Twitter that they are currently in the process of setting up a UBI trial in advance of a hopeful adoption of UBI throughout the city. It seems like Yang has opened the floodgates and now everyone wants to have UBI. Good for Newark, you're on the right path. Yang Gang, give Mayor Baraka your support, especially if you live in Newark. Montana now has a Republican contender for Senate running on UBI as well. It's beautiful to see people on both sides of the aisle joining in this issue. Dan Larson is setting aside some time from running his hardware store to challenge incumbent Senator Daines. In an article by KPAX, Larson explains that he thinks there is no set path to make change. You don't have to have an Ivy League upbringing to represent your community. Larson said this race needs a conservative with true Christian values, who advocates for limited government and responsible spending, and that if elected, he will make the Republican case for UBI. Echoing Yang, Larson said there are a lot of things government isn't good at, but sending out checks is something it can do really well. Notably, in the included picture, Larson is wearing a math hat. Heidi, Oregon's UBI Caucus member, needs to raise $800 by Sunday. If you live in Oregon, or even if you don't and just want to advance UBI for all our sakes, please help her reach her goal. Even small donations add up, and considering our previous goals were in the millions, I think we can manage under 1,000, right? We got this. Hong Kong plans to give 7 million citizens $1,200 in cash to boost their flagging economy, hit hard by coronavirus and fierce political protests. If giving money to citizens boosts the economy, one might ask, why wait for a recession? Newsweek did an article on our Coulda Had Yang hashtag trending and described the debate as a flaming garbage pit. In the race or no, Yang Gang makes headlines. Finally, Yang announced that he will be joining the SXSW conference with Kara Swisher, host of Recode Decode, and the New York Times to discuss data, privacy, and property rights. He can definitely be an asset in that conversation. And that's all for today and yesterday's Yang Daily. Check out and support our many new UBI congressional advocates, Kahn, Burton, Ravello, Broyhier, Larson, and Sandbeck. Help Heidi meet her fundraising goal. Apply for the income movement position. Sign up for the Humanity Organizing Corps. And don't forget to Yang Daily.